Hey guys, welcome back to this installment of the $3,000 paint job recap. So as you know, for my most recent video, one of my most recent videos, I did break my arm, but I started this job 2 days before I broke it, so I need to keep my word and finish the project on time. But before we get too far in the video, if you'd like to know how I get $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 jobs and up using Facebook ads, be sure to click the top link in the description and the pinned comment to learn more. So this day is day 3 of the project. And so far, I have been rolling solo, and I was able to get the house washed and sanded before I broke my arm. And you know, I planned to do this project solo from beginning to end all by myself with no help, mainly because the project was literally right next door to my house, meaning, you know, I could take my time. There's no travel time to and from, meaning I could put in the extra hours instead of traveling. And after my accident, I realized that in order to stay on schedule, I'm going to need to go ahead and bring in a helper to help me do a few things that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Like, well, I could do them, but it would take like considerably longer to do because my arm's like in a sling and it's all wrapped up. So I called in Buddy, and he came and helped me remove the shutters. Also helped me out wrap the fireplace and a few other areas that were just too difficult for me to do with only one hand. And he went ahead and did some of the priming, the stuff on the ladder work. So all the fascia, Buddy was able to prime, because it's hard to be up on a ladder with a bucket of paint because I couldn't really hold it. At least this day, my arm wasn't strong enough to hold it. As days went on, it got a little stronger where I could literally hang a bucket from it. But the first couple days with the cast, it was pretty brutal. So since the house had already been washed and sanded, the next steps were to prime and fill all the holes like we're doing here. We're going around caulking in all the cracks and all the areas that we exposed after sanding. And you know, I'll say this too, like caulking is really something you do with two hands. I had a really difficult time only holding one hand. So the product that I'm using here is a multi-seal, and basically, like, if there was smell-o-vision was a real thing, it smells like Elmer's glue. I don't know if you remember, like, Elmer's glue mixed with like paste, like the kind of paste that you used to have like in preschool or whatever. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And what this stuff does is it has like a high build and a high feel. What's also awesome about this is it primes and it seals. It's really ideal for bricks, like concrete, or any kind of real porous surfaces like that. So here I'm showing me apply the first coat. But what you do when you have discrepancies like that, when you're peeling paint back, I go ahead and I add 2-3 coats. It dries really quickly, and it really bonds and helps bridge in the, you know, those height differences to hopefully blend it in that way. It doesn't just look like a missing spot. The thing is, those areas weren't damaged enough to apply more stucco. Like, it would have looked way worse if I tried to add some stucco. So also cutting plastic was something I didn't really like, but I figured out a way to work around it by just kind of putting it on the ground, using my feet to hold it tight, and then going ahead and cutting it. Now, this window here would have been a little easier, and I think all of the wrapping would have been much easier if it wasn't windy. If you look at the trees and the bushes around, it was pretty windy, which is proving difficult, and it looks like I was getting a little warm here at this moment. So after I finish this house, I'm gonna go ahead and take a few weeks off in order to let my arm heal. I would hate to just like have a ladder fall out. Like in this same area here, when I was taking the tape down, I actually stepped back onto a rock, and then the rock kind of rolled, and I fell into this little, I don't know what kind of bush that is, but I fell into this little bush. The bush is really flexy, but still it was enough to, you know, send a little sharp pain up my arm. And I just realized I need to be careful. So I went ahead and rescheduled and pushed some of my other jobs ahead, but I do have a couple ideas for side hustles that I'm going to do around my neighborhood. And keep in mind, like, this is future me doing the voiceover already. The footage you're seeing, we're still a couple days behind. I wanted to add the actual footage of us painting in this video, but this video would have been way too long. So there'll be a 4th and final installment of this series, this $3,000 paint job recap. There will be 4th installment coming, and I'll try to have it out by, you know, a day after this one. If not 2 days after this one, it'll be out, and we'll go ahead and wrap this whole thing up. That way we can move on to my little injured side hustle that I'm going to try to do to compensate for not being able to work for these few weeks. Even though I could work, I just feel like I'm not as productive, and it's really even though I'm doing the work, it is really kind of like, I feel like maybe prolonging the healing process, because I keep bumping it and I keep trying to use it, and just little things like re-injuring it, not like fully re-injuring it, but I think you get the drift. So I need to keep it up above my head, and you know, that's kind of where I'm at right now. So will be one more episode of this, and it'll show us spraying it, and we'll talk a little bit about the different things that we ran into on the project. Everything ran pretty smoothly. I don't know if you could tell through the time lapse, but there's about 100 bees in these bushes right here. But we're good. Me and the bees, we're homies, so we didn't have no issues with that. So hey, if you guys like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up if you saw anything at all, and if you found this video without seeing 1 and 2, make sure to click back, or I'll leave little click cards at the end of this video so you can go back if you happen to find this one without finding 1 or 2. So yeah, give me a thumbs up if you guys like this type of content. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And here's a little glimpse of the next episode. We'll be going ahead and spraying out this whole house and painting some trim and getting her done. Yeah, I appreciate you guys watching till the end. Make sure to put support your local business in the comments if you're still watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Or you can click any one of these, and I'll see you right now. Peace.